Sub-Zero wins, or does he? Today on the channel, we take a look at Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Storm Collectibles unboxing and review. And today from the Mortal Kombat line, we've got Sub-Zero. But for all your Storm Collectible and Mortal Kombat needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. And that's exactly what I did. I picked this up for around $84, probably 6 months ago, something like that. Finally getting around here to unboxing it on the channel. Now this is Sub-Zero, of course. Myself, to let everybody know, Mortal Kombat, I was all in Mortal Kombat 1, even more in on Mortal Kombat 2, and then kind of got out of the franchise after that. So there's some of those deep cut characters I don't really know, but I definitely know Sub-Zero, and I do know this incarnation of Sub-Zero, but I think we'd all agree this is not the iconic Sub-Zero that matches Scorpion with the hood and the iconic blue. This is the other version of Scorpion, the unmasked Scorpion, or Scorpion, Sub-Zero I should say. This is the unmasked Sub-Zero. But an interesting figure, interesting enough, because I do have the Scorpion Storm Collectibles figure from Mortal Kombat. We unboxed it on the channel, check that review out. But you can't have Scorpion without Sub-Zero, and I wasn't going to pay up for that other one. Maybe it'll be re-released someday, maybe we'll get something like that. But I said I need a Sub-Zero, and I figured my next best option was this one. Looks like we got some cool accessories, a cool enough figure. We'll see how it compares. We'll show it to that Scorpion figure. We'll do a couple other comparisons as well, so stay tuned for that. But of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's look at the packaging on Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. Now, we say this, and I think in every Storm Collectible unboxing and review, beautiful in package, but not really, because of that cellophane really clouds up and murkies up the presentation. That's always a little disappointing to me. Maybe you guys don't mind it, but I'm just not a fan of that. But I have a feeling that the majority of Storm Collectible purchasers do unbox these, display them, play around with them. They are so good, I would recommend that myself, but I know some people keep it in the package. I get it, it's to protect them. These do come from overseas, like a lot of figures do. But these are import figures, and they got a long way to travel, and you guys know, things get jostled, they get damaged, things like that. So it's protecting the figure, which we do care about, but I'm just not a huge fan of that. Get a little half look of Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat logo, Sub-Zero, 17 and up, I believe that says, yep. Storm Action Series is what it says. Mortal Kombat, a little spot to leave some light in. There's a little Sub-Zero on the side, a little action shot right there, of course. And then the back, it shows some of the accessories. How cool is that iceberg breaking in half up there? I can't wait to dig into that. A lot going on there with Sub-Zero here. But yeah, there's the back, no cross-sell, anything else. Mortal Kombat 9 is what it says back here. Storm.com.hk. Very cool. Let's get them out of the package. Let's pull things out. Let's do the old plastic prison. Very cool Mortal Kombat design. I could see sliding that back out. Let me see. Yep, it'll slide out. There it is, much like we've seen with Street Fighter. No backing on this one, but you could put this up on your shelf, put Scorpion and Sub-Zero there, and you're off to the races. You can do that if you want to. Choose your own adventure. See you later. Off to the side. Then we get the old plastic prison. We're going to do it quick here, and then I'm going to uncork everything. There it is. Is he missing his head? Oh, I thought he was missing his head for a second. Never mind. A lot of accessories in there. I'm going to unpack everything, all the effects, the figure, you name it, line it all out, and then we're going to get down to it, taking a look at Sub-Zero. All right, we got Sub-Zero out of the plastic prison, and there is a ton of accessories with this. So let's jump in. Let's go through the accessories first, then we'll finish up with the figure like we usually do. First, we're going to take a look at the hands here. Once again, you got two fisted hands on Sub-Zero, and then he comes with open hands. You got to have two open hands so he can wave to people, wave to the people if he needs to, but you got two open hands right there. Then we got two kind of come hither hands, something like that. A lot of hands. That's a Storm trademark. Wrestling figures, you name it, you get lots of different hands, which is nice. They do convey emotion, as we all know. Then we get a flailed out hand, a little bit more flailed out right here. And then we get more of a tiger paw gripping type hands right here. So choose your own hand adventure. Once again, very interesting with the Storm Collectibles. Then we turn our attention to, put this head over here. We got some ice stuff, and we got a little ice casket is what this looks like. Obviously, Sub-Zero, his main power, he freezes people. So you can freeze somebody in the case. You can do his fatality. You can relive the fatality here in your own display, as this is a very cool, nice, sturdy, very heavy-duty case here, of course. It breaks apart in the middle. It just plugs and plays together. So very, very simple there. Plugs back in, so I like that. I mean, it looks like a human body shape. If you're familiar with the game, if you played it, it's exactly what he does. Puts it over his head, breaks it over, and then when you break it, that's where these come in, these great blood effects here. Very cool, very gory, just like the game. A little bit translucent. It almost looks like snakes at the bottom of this one, but no, those are guts. Those are intestines. Yes, they are. But it looks like these, maybe, it looks like you can, well, somehow you can get these in there, I believe, as that's what it showed on the picture, so who's to doubt the picture? But you got to line them up just right. It looks like this might go this way. Maybe you got to be smarter than the ice. Ah, there it is. So there it goes. It plugs right in there. So that would lead me to believe this one will plug right in here, right? That's usually the way it goes. Not as easy as you think it would be, but I'm sure you can get it in like so. So then you have him holding it, breaking it apart, and I did feel with my hands, and there it is right there. There is a little palm print, a little indent right here, and it looks like you match up the old tiger paw. Oops, maybe not. But that should help grip this. Obviously, you have the power of him standing up in his hand, but it does fit into the groove, so that's how you do display that, and we'll have that for the glamour shots. Like we always do. But we get the nice gore, blood effects here, like he's breaking somebody in half, which then leads to this sweet pile of blood. Once again, you could use this with Marvel Legends. You could use this with about anybody. But a nice pool of blood. You have him standing here, and all this is raining down on him. Here's all the blood. It's like a Slayer concert. 2004 Slayer, I believe that was the Raining Blood tour where they played the album front to back, and then at the very end, all the blood came down. Oh, you had to be there. It might have been even 2005. I don't know, but it was somewhere around that area. Great concert memories of another retired band, Slayer. Oh, Slayer. Raining in blood, indeed. But there's that. Then we get these ice effects. Obviously, he shoots ice out, and they show him in the promotional stills shooting these up. Once again, you line the right hand to this. It looks like those come hither hands, and then he can be shooting these off. So there you go. He can combat Scorpion and his get over here with a little ice capades. But very, very cool ice effects. Once again, you could use these for your Iceman Marvel Legends. You could get reuse out of some of this stuff. But it's nice translucent effects. Pretty hard material, not super pliable, not very rubbery like some X-Men effects or Marvel Legends effects, I should say. Pretty sturdy weight to these, so I like that a lot. I should say in this blood, there's nice swirl patterns right here. I believe that's where his feet go. And then you got darker blood, lighter blood. It almost looks like Fruit by the Foot is what this almost reminds me of. But very, very cool. Then the final accessory bits, and I guess I missed that these were in here or I just forgot. It's pieces. So these pieces of human beings, you could throw them in here so when you're breaking it apart, it does fall out. You could use this as storage for these. But you get an arm, a bloody torn arm right there. You get 2 feet that are severed. Once again, you want to use these accessory effects with your Freddy Krueger display, your Texas Chainsaw Massacre display. You very well could do that. Then you get some bones. Just straight up bones. They got kind of a nice gore to them, a nice liquidy red look to them. Very weathered, very dirty. Looks good. So you get 3 sets of bones. Then you get a little bit of a pelvis and spine and femur. So for those doctors, you know what I'm talking about. But you get body parts here as well. So a lot of accessories with this pack. You can make this as gory as you want to be, or you can use this with other toy lines if you are so inclined to do that. So it really is choose your own adventure. Final accessory is another head. You get a more open mouth look on this one. The one on there is closed, kind of determined look to him. Both heads, I will say, compared to body size, are small. That is a little bit of a negative, if you ask me. They both have kind of the little red stripe, face paint, we'll call it. Short haircut. I mean, it's Sub-Zero, but man, this isn't my Sub-Zero. I'm used to the hooded Sub-Zero, and I think most people are. But it is definitely a different look for Sub-Zero, especially Sub-Zero completionists. They're going to love something like this. Now getting down to the figure, I love the feel of Storm Collectible figures. They just feel, they feel better. Obviously they're more expensive than your traditional $25 Star Wars, Marvel, wrestling figure, stuff like that. You do pay a premium for these, but they just feel a lot more solid, a lot more complete than most figures. They're a little bit taller in scale-wise. Beautiful pinless joints, double-jointed elbows, biceps swivel, hands go around. Of course, hands are removable. Double-jointed elbows, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, double-jointed elbows, just a different mechanism. Head removable like we talked about. You got a little bit of waist articulation, limited by his apparatus he's wearing. You get a thigh cut, I believe. No, we don't have a thigh cut. I'm surprised. We do got the double-jointed knees, and then you got the toe articulation that would make Todd McFarlane blush, and then the ankle rockers. Very tight joints, very sturdy. The biggest gripe in the articulation for me is the elbow bend. That looks very mechanical in there. I prefer pinless joint look throughout. This has pinless joints, but it looks mechanical. This always catches my eye and has always disappointed me. I wish they could hide that a little bit better. Besides that, very good movement. We also do have the butterfly shoulders on this one, so you get extra range of motion, either or. But you get a lot of flexibility out of this figure. It looks very, very good, very, very tight joints. Like this one a whole lot. No stand needed because he doesn't have peg holes, so that is disappointing. But we do have that going on. But very, very cool. A very cool version of Sub-Zero. I understand this Sub-Zero is not for everybody. This isn't everybody's Sub-Zero. But this is cool. If you missed out on the first one and you need some Sub-Zero representation, this isn't a bad idea. And a lot of us are familiar with this one from the game, of course. Just not the most iconic rendition of Sub-Zero. But I can just imagine a lot of people buying this set even for the effects. So the effects are top-notch throughout here. Of course, I do have Scorpion. His little, what's this weapon called? We'll call it a spear. But it is sagging a little bit over time, so that is unfortunate. Maybe I'll display them like this. Maybe get that sag to go away. But you got to have Scorpion to go along with your Sub-Zero. There's no way you can't have that as I knock off Scorpion's hand. But I really do like this Scorpion. I wish I had the matching Sub-Zero. Maybe someday, maybe we'll get a re-release like we talked about. But it's very cool to get Sub-Zero here. And then, of course, why not grab Street Fighter, Zangief, my boy Zangief. You can kind of see how that scale looks right here. I love Zangief. He was my favorite in Street Fighter. Sub-Zero was my favorite in Mortal Kombat. You can see the size differences. I think this is right. They are all in the same world, of course. You can put them next to a Mattel Elite. I do got Sid. So you can kind of see the differences here of size and comparison and stuff. Not that a lot of people can combine their wrestling and Mortal Kombat figures, but you never know. There might be some maniacs out there that want to do it. But I'm all in. I love this stuff. I don't know how deep I'm going in the Mortal Kombat. I do have Reptile on pre-order from GameStop. I ordered that many, many, many months ago. I think it was last year. They had a flash sale, and it was cheaper than anybody else, so I went that way. But unfortunately, Reptile is not shipped. I think it's shipped from everybody else but GameStop. So we'll see where that ends up going. But there's no way I'm going back getting some of the other fighters from Mortal Kombat. Some of those are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I like Mortal Kombat. I just don't like it that much. But maybe you do. And you guys can let me know in the comments which Mortal Kombat figures you've picked up. Which is your favorite Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat figures. And how do you feel about this Sub-Zero as well? So leave that in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notifications. You don't want to miss a video. You never know what we're unboxing next. And of course, don't forget the old Patreon where you can get this video and a lot of other videos much, much earlier. You support the channel, get entered into giveaways. A lot of fun stuff going on the Patreon. I'd love to have you a part of that if you are so inclined. And then you can hit me up on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for Sub-Zero, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.